What is the Migrant Education Program, also known as MEP, and/or Title I Part C? The MEP is a branch of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, also known as ESEA. The ESEA is a law. Why is it a law? From 1930 to 1939 there was a period of drought that destroyed 400 million acres of farmland. Many states were affected, but the most devastated were in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas and Colorado. This happened right in the middle of the Great Depression. The farm owners had to sell everything they had and became migrant farm workers, traveling from farm to pick and harvest for others. Migrant farm workers began an endless road trip with their families. 2.5 million migrated to California hoping to find work.
It's a mighty hard road that my poor hand has hoed. My poor feet has traveled a hot, dusty road. Out of your dust bowl and westward we rolled, and your mountains are hot, your deserts are cold.
Fast forward 20 years in 1960. Migrant families like these, and many others across the nation, continued to suffer daily due to their transient lifestyles.
Sleep on the ground in the light of your moon. On the edge of your city you will see us, and then we come with the dust and we go with the wind.
The day after Thanksgiving, in 1960, CBS aired a documentary titled Harvest of Shame, reported by Edward R. Murrow. Murrow had spent a year traveling alongside migrant workers across the country to expose the harsh realities of their lives.
Dig the beets from your ground, cut the grape from your vine, to set on your table your light sparkling wine. Green pastures of plenty from dry desert ground, from the Grand Coulee Dam where the waters run down. Ever stayed in this union us migrants has been, we'll work in your fight.
But perhaps Julian Griggs, a chaplain for the migrants, speaks for all of us.
Is it possible to have love without justice? Is it possible that we think too much in terms of charity, in terms of Thanksgiving Day baskets, in terms of Christmas baskets, and not in terms enough of eliminating poverty?
The migrants are back in Belgrade, winter quarters, after months of travel and work. One said he brought back $1.65, another said $6. Another said we broke even. We were broke when we left, broke when we got back. We asked them what they thought they could do to help themselves, and they said nothing. What can we do?
Americans were shocked by the impactful documentary, and thanks to the public outcry, under the progressive legislative agenda of President Lyndon B. Johnson called Great Society, Congress created several laws and changes to aid migratory farm workers and their children in 1965 and 1966. On April 11, 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed into law the Elementary and Secondary Act. This was part of his War on Poverty initiative. Then, in the fall of 1966, Congress amended the ESEA to create the Office of Migrant Education, also known as OME, to implement the Migrant Education Program and address the special educational needs of mobile farmworker children. Migrant farmworker demographics. The migrant farmworker population has always been dynamic, with shifts in who makes up the workforce over time. From 1900 to 1940, the majority of the farmworkers were Anglo-Americans, African Americans, Mexican Americans, and Asian immigrants. The USDA's most recent demographic data describes the migrant farmworker population as follows: 63% Hispanic, 30% white, 3% African American, 4% other. The most recent group to enter the farm labor force includes refugees from Ukraine, and other regions around the world. MEP services. Each state determines how it will use the funds it receives. Here are some examples of the services it may provide. Orientation and assistance in enrolling children in school. Facilitating transfer of the student's records from one district to another, via the Migrant Student Information Exchange, also known as M6. Tutoring. Summer school. Supporting effective communication between schools and families to ensure migratory children have full access to and participation in public school programs and services. Advocacy and mentoring. Career and college readiness programs. Homework assistance. Literacy events. Connections to school and community resources, as well as personal motivation. Free lunch. Who qualifies? To qualify for the MEP, there are many criteria, including that the family and child moved to work in agriculture or fishing in the last 3 years. How much does it cost? For school year 2024-2025, MEP was allocated $279 million for 46 participating states. The 2025 U.S. budget was over $7 trillion. MEP is less than 0.004% of the overall budget. According to the latest National Agricultural Workers Survey, 21% of farm workers live in poverty, and the median income for farm workers is between $20,000 and $25,000 annually. Agriculture's GDP is $1.5 trillion. Where does the MEP serve children? 46 states are serving the children of migratory agriculture workers. As of January of 2024, there were over 267,000 eligible migrant students identified in the nation. The 2022 USDA Census of Agriculture reported over 2 million farm workers in the nation. MEP employees work tirelessly across the country to identify, assist and serve this vulnerable population.